Yo, this is Haas Funk, the Trunk Master, with the 4th edition of Deep Cutz, where I highlight a dope, non-single track from an album that is otherwise known for its banging singles. Let's go! Alright, on this episode, I have a deep cut from another all-time favorite album. This one going back to 93 all the way to infinity. That's right, I'm talking about Souls of Mischief's 93 Till Infinity. Now I got introduced to this group, like most other artists at the time, through Rap City, when I first saw the video for That's When You Lost. I was already a fan of Del the Funky Homo Sapien from his first album, but I didn't pay much attention to the crew he was running with, Hieroglyphics. I thought Souls of Mischief were dope from the first listen, and when the album dropped, I didn't hesitate to buy the cassette. I didn't even want to wait until Christmas, even though it was already the fall of 1993. Just like the last Deep Cutz episode where I talked about Common's Resurrection, 93 Till Infinity was an instant classic for me, and probably for many other hip-hop heads too. It's rare to have an album where you don't feel like skipping any songs, or in this case, fast-forwarding. And I have to say, even when I had tapes, I still skipped songs as easily as I would with a CD, and often only listened to the songs I really liked. With Souls though, I never skipped a song. But this album had a few singles, including the classic title track, a bunch of remixes and B-sides, and there are a lot of potential deep cuts. However, there's one song that I've always liked that's always resonated with me, and that is Tell Me Who Profits. So if you've seen my previous Deep Cutz episodes, you might have picked up that I'm often drawn to songs with lyrics that bring to light the absurdities of our systems and institutions, as well as the choices people of the streets tend to make. This track is not just talking about what is going on, but is asking, as the title says, who really profits from it all? What is the point of doing all this nonsense? And that always resonated with me, as I'm someone who tends to question these same kinds of things. I also like the way that Festo and Opio go back and forth in the second verse, like they are playing characters who are in disagreement about what path they should take in life, since school isn't doing anything for them. Considering these guys were barely out of high school when they recorded this album, they definitely demonstrated a maturity far beyond their years. Now, I haven't even talked about the beat yet, and as much as I dig the lyrics, this beat is freaking banging. Just so dynamic, as it starts off with some kind of horn sample, and then the low piano keys and hard drums come in, with some other sounds that are hard to describe, but it all gels together smoothly. Now, this song was produced by Casual, which shows something that's really cool about Hyro, which is that everyone produces, and when someone has a dope beat, they'll use it on someone's album. Alright, so go check out this song and album if you haven't before. And if you know this album, but sort of ignored this track, go give it another listen. The link is in the description. Alright, so big up to Souls of Mischief for this classic album. Big up to Casual for bringing the heat on this track. And thank you for making timeless music that I can still enjoy decades later. If you made it this far in the video, thank you for watching. Please subscribe and look out for another episode of Deep Cutz. Peace and wine.